our spirit? What is it? Where does it go? Are we able to see them using our mind's eye? If so, just what can spirit teach us? Welcome to School Through Spirit. Host DeEtte Renee is a certified psychic medium and master teacher of psychic and mediumship development through LWISSD. DeEtte was born knowing spirit and now is here to help you better understand the spirit world. And now your host, DeEtte Renee.
Good Monday morning, everybody. This is DeEtte here, School Through Spirit with the Edge Network, coming to you every Monday morning at 9 a.m.-ish to bring a little bit of awareness through spirituality to us every day. Trying to just kind of clear up some of the myths, talk about a little bit about the magic, and just trying to make life a little bit easier, a little bit lighter to work with. So every week we do have a little conversation. We start with a little bit of Neil Donald Walsh. I think I'm just trying to revive Neil. He's been an amazing person in the spiritual community, although not everybody remembers him, which is just a shame. And then we do a highlighted card of the week or reading of the week deck. It is this week we are highlighting Myths and Mermaids, Oracle of the Water by Jasmine Becket-Griffith. And this is a Blue Angel deck. So this is going to be pretty magic. And this really works. All I do is grab and pull and go. So that's what this is. Now, guys, I know for everybody that's watching, you're looking at me going, DeEtte, you look a little distraught. It's been a weekend, guys. It's been a weekend. We went and shot the last part of the second documentary of the seance highlighting the Roth House in Waseca, Illinois. As we all know, we already did seance. The first one where the seance itself was a very large event and so many voices of loved ones came through and it was truly magical. This weekend, part 2 is about the story of the people who lived there, not bringing in any extra loved ones. But here was the twist. It was a surprise twist for me. 2 of the great-granddaughters of Lorenz Emanuel. Now, y'all are going to have to either go remember the story or go look up the Waseca Wonder. Didn't know who I'm talking about. But 2 of the great-great-granddaughters of Lorenz Emanuel were there. So it was super amazing to have that ability to be able to go into a trance mediumship and bring through the loved ones of them. So yes, was it a voice of the ladies of the house and a couple of gentlemen? Definitely. But it was hooking up with a loved one of 2 of the ladies to get some questions, get some answers. It was pretty magical. It was pretty awesome. I loved it. Thank you. And good morning, Tim. So I'm a little rough around the eyes. Why? I did not know this going into it. My one face, this side of my face kept draining. No symptoms of a cold. No, nothing. Just face draining. And I did not know until I got home. By the time I got home, I thought, God, I don't feel very good. I mean, now it's clogged up and it's just blah. But again, nothing else. So, family convinced me. I went to urgent care. God, a sinus infection. But I tell my students this, and I tell everybody I know this, that when you're under the weather, it doesn't matter. We can still show up. We can still perform. We can still do what we're called to do. Why? Because Spirit's going to heal you. Spirit is going to take all the symptoms and wipe them away. And they did. And they held everything at bay for like 2.5 days until I got home. And then, poof, there we go. So dark under the eyes, swelled up face. It is what it is. We're still here. We're still doing what we got to do. And go from there, if that makes sense. So let's get into a little bit of Neil Donald Walsh. Let's see where we're going from there. I got to make sure I go live everywhere because I kind of did not do that. So let's see what we got. Okay. Well, here's our book. I have nothing flagged. So here we go. What do you guys need to know today? Okay. Space-time demonstrated. This is interesting. Who knows? Let's find out what's going on here. So, essential truth. In truth, there is no such thing as space, pure empty space with nothing in it. Everything is something. Even the emptiest space is filled with vapors so thin, so stretched out over infinite areas that they seem not to be there. That's science. Then, after the vapors are gone, there is energy. Also science. Pure energy. This manifests as vibration, oscillations, movement of the all at a particle frequency. Invisible energy is the space which holds matter together. Okay, why are we doing science today? Actually, what you now call matter is mostly space. All solid objects are 2% solid matter and 90% air. 98% air. Okay. The space between the tiniest particles of matter in all objects is enormous. It is something like the distance between heavenly bodies in your night sky. Yet these objects you call solid, at one point, the entire universe actually was solid. Okay. And there was also a time before time when there was no matter at all, just the purest form of the highest vibrational energy. But this was the time, before the physical universe as you know it existed. In the beginning, pure energy, me, vibrated, oscillated as fast as to form matter, all the matter of the universe, in a process so called the Big Bang Theory. You too can perform the same feat. In fact, you do it every day. Your thoughts are pure vibration, and they can and do create physical matter. Simply understand that all things are cycled, including life itself. Understanding about the life of the universe will help you to understand about life of the universe inside you. So you become more able to enjoy the process, not merely endure it. There's a natural rhythm to life, and everything moves to that rhythm. Everything goes with that flow. Thus, it is written, for everything there is a season, and for every time for every purpose under heaven. Okay, lots of science here, I guess, guys. Tons of science, but let's talk about it. Apparently we're all having difficulty kind of looking at creation. How do we create? How do we go forth with that? Okay. How do we make life just simply happen? Again, this is words of manifestation in a much simpler way to understand it. So apparently that's what we need to talk about again today is manifestation and how we create things. Now, I've talked about this subject until I was blue in the face. Not sure why Spirit wants us to talk about it again, but apparently we're going to go there. So when we're looking at this, okay, so many people, including myself, we sit there with this process of going, everything is bigger than us. Everything is so much bigger than we are. We don't feel we can make a difference. We don't feel like we have a voice. We don't feel like we are living our life. We feel like we're just kind of thrown into our life and we don't have a choice. That's kind of where we sit at all the time. And we can't quite get the basic theory of why am I stuck doing this? Why can I not get out of this? Why can't I evolve to something bigger, something better? Now, I'm here to tell you, you can. I'm here, and apparently I need these words also, guys. I'm here to tell you, you can, I can, we can change our life. We can change our outcome. Okay. Simply stated, waking up in the morning, before you wake up, before you open your eyes, decide how you want your day. Decide how you want your life. Where do you want to go in life? What do you want What do you want to happen? Okay. Now, I think Jim Carrey, yes, Jim, probably states it best. Okay. Have you ever watched him on interviews when people talk about how does he believe he got to where he's at? And he'll tell you, he believed in manifestation way before it was cool to believe in manifestation. It's something he'd been studying and looking at for a very, very long time. And way before he ever got rich, way before he ever thought about doing anything, he was using manifestation. And he was going to the extremes with it. So what he was doing was literally going, he wanted to be a certain person. I'm not quite sure if it was he wanted to be an actor or what he wanted to be, but he wanted money. He simply wanted money. He wanted, he wanted $1 million. He wanted, he was pushing to some extremes, what we consider extremes. And you'll have to go back and listen to his interview. But part of that process was, I believe it's his God, I'm talking about a story. I don't know the whole story. Gosh, I should probably learn to research before they give me these highlights when we're right here. But I do remember him stating, and I think it was his father had passed away. Anyway, he wrote a check to himself for $1 million, payable, it was like 5 years or something from the date he wrote the check. And he folded it up and he put it in the pocket. Okay? And he went about his life. He continued to manifest. He continued to go through the process of manifestation. Okay? And it's really cool because everything he manifested came to light literally just before the time of the check that he could cash now. Okay? And that, to me, that's really incredible because not only did he make the $1 million, he had just signed a deal for a movie for multiple more million than what that check was worth. Now, he got through the process. Now, he didn't just sign a check, write out a check to himself and sign it for this date and put it in a pocket and not think about it again. That's not what it was. And it's not like he didn't go about the process of taking the steps towards something. Okay, that's also not what manifestation is. You have to take the steps forward. Okay. Now, how do you do that? Hello, guys. How are you? So how do you do this? Number one, before you wake up, what do you want for the day? What do you want? Let's not even look at 5 years down the future. What do you want to happen today? How do you want your day to go? Before you open your eyes, think about that. When you're first waking up, think about how do you want your day? How do you want it to evolve? And don't sit there and go, well, it'd be nice if it was this. No. If you want your day to be very highly productive and you want your day to have a lot of outcomes within the day, you need to put that in your mind before you open your eyes. And you need to change your attitude to what that is. Okay? You need to change your attitude. And then you need to go about that, which means you wake up and you start to put yourself in that process right away. Okay? This morning, I'll tell you what, and I'm kind of forming my day. Why? Because before I opened my eyes, I thought, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. I don't feel good. But I thought, but I got such better sleep last night than I have the last few nights. So that's a positive. And I'm just going to get things done. Just going to get things done. Not I'm going to just, heels dug in and just tear it up all day. Just going to get things done. I'm putting myself in a place of I'm going to work today, but I'm going to do it in a restful manner. I'm not going to push myself to the hilt. And as I went about my day, I helped get the grandkids off to school. And then I came back in and I sat down for a little bit and I made my bed. And then I got in the shower. And when I was in the shower, I thought, you know what? I don't need to do everything I normally do. I'll do a little bit of makeup just to kind of, straighten out the face palette a little bit. But I don't feel like doing my hair. What's wrong with beach waves? Don't need to get my hair done to show up. Okay. But that also opened up the availability for me to come here to my computer and already get a couple of things done for the day. Get them done. But not rushing. Just a day that feels productive. A day that feels like I'm getting things done, but yet I feel rested. I'm still taking care of myself. Now, tomorrow, before I open my eyes, I will think of a different day that I want. Maybe it'll be a day that I just get everything done that I possibly can. Maybe it'll be a day where I go, I got money coming to me everywhere. Maybe it'll be, I just want the world to leave me alone. Who knows? But I take manifestation as a day-to-day thing. Why? Because I'm perfecting it. I'm getting in the process of perfecting manifestation. Because what I've found is when I think about the big picture that I want and I place it 5 years down the road, I tend to change that picture. I tend to shift it, change it, because for whatever reason, I feel the need to alter that picture. And I have to realize that altering that picture is probably not going to make my manifestation happen any easier. Okay? So work with your day-to-day. Work with today. When you get today and it works out very well, and you get to the end of the day and you look back how you thought you wanted your day to go in the morning, think about it and go, oh, wow, wait, it worked. It worked. Did I take the steps? Yeah. If I just sit in my chair and don't do anything, obviously I'm not going to be very productive, am I? But I'm putting how my day is going to be. I'm manifesting my day. Now, I have started to manifest things for the future. Okay? I started manifesting things for the future. I am starting to manifest more abundance coming to me. I'm not putting a dollar amount on it. I'm just putting abundance. I'm starting to manifest the ability to buy a house and a new car. And I thought to myself, what's the best way to manifest those things? What's the best way to put that into my visions? Okay. And I started to realize for the car, I started noticing other vehicles driving by me all the time. I thought, oh, that's interesting. And now I get into somebody's vehicle and I look at it and go, oh, I really like that. And I really like that. Something I don't normally do because it's their car. It's not mine. But those things are coming into my awareness. Why? Because I started to manifest my car. And now my mind is picking out what I want. Knowing it's building that car someplace and bringing that car to me. For houses, I started watching, different shows, builder shows, house buying shows, house hunter shows. Putting that into my energy. Putting that process of what is it do I want? Is it something I want to create or is it something I want just altogether? But simply starting the process of putting that in my energy. And I'm starting to think within 1 year, I want to be able to do all this. I want all this to transpire. I want all this to happen within 1 year. I've started the process. And again, the process isn't that all of a sudden it's going to be kind of like the Wicked Witch of the West and a house just drops on me. That would be nice. But I wouldn't really be able to live in the house, would I? You have to slowly start to bring that into your being. Now, why does it take so long? Why does it take so long? And I will tell you, a lot of times it's really good to put that manifestation, those things you want. Don't put them that it's going, yes, how my day is going to happen. Of course, I put that in a 12-hour period. I'm practicing, but I'm practicing small things. Those bigger things, I know because I'm in this meat suit, it's going to take time. It takes time for the universe to bring this together. Why? Because everything is moving slowly. We are not bewitched. We're not Samantha. We can't twinkle our nose and pop it right now. At least not quite yet. In the meat suit, it takes time to have that all come together. Now, will you be able to get to that point where you can just snap your fingers? Of course. And I know you're all thinking like, really, Dad? Yeah, of course. Once you figure out, and once you realize that you are the only person in your way of having everything happen for you right now, you will start to get out of your own way. You'll start to push to the side and go, there's no reason why I can't have this. Now, one of the biggest things you have to realize, though, because we are creatures of habit that want things to happen our way. When you want it, when you go to manifest it, you have to let go of the process that comes to you. You have to let that go. You can put out, I want this. But how it comes to you is none of your concern. I can remember a few years ago when I was practicing this, and I was really into manifesting and trying and seeing if it works. And I can remember this one week I was really on a roll. And I went, money comes to me easily, freely, in all the forms that it feels like coming to me. And I let it go. Let it go. And I didn't care if it just showed up out of nowhere. I didn't care how it showed up. I didn't care if I got checks in the mail. It was not going to be anything other than it coming to me. And that week, it was very interesting. Because people that owed me money from the past all of a sudden sent it. Literally. I got it by Venmo. I got it by PayPal. I got a check in the mail. People all of a sudden booked readings. Customers I hadn't seen in years were booking readings that week. It was incredible. That week I was very prosperous. And I know you're all going, well, DeEtte, what's your problem now? Why? Because I lost the momentum. I did what every human does. And I got back in the, how does this work? I stopped believing in my ability to bring that to me. And I put myself in a place where life became very hard. I recognize what I did. And I know you're going, but DeEtte, if you did it once, why don't you do it? I am. But again, it's a process. Why? Because as a human, we sit there and we take doubt in, and we take in what everybody else says around us, and we let that crap get into the very small part of your brain that says you're not worthy. Now, there's one thing I'm still fighting with to this day. I used to play scratch-off tickets all the time. Like all the time. I bought one every day, if not 2 or 3 every day. And every day I won. Not like $1, like $10, $50, $100. Every day. Every day. And I did it for months. Months. It was awesome. There was no doubt in my mind that if I bought my thought was if I bought 2 of the same, I would win on one of them. And every day I'd win on one of them. I had to buy 2 because I didn't know if it was the first one or the second one they gave me that was going to be the winner. I had to buy 2, but every day one of those was going to win. And every day I won. Life was good. I still went to work. I still did all that. I wasted all the money, trust me. Because when you have money, $50 to $100 extra dollars a day coming in, what are you doing? You're putting it everywhere, right? And then all of a sudden, one day I went to a different gas station. A gas station I went to all the time, but I never bought my scratch-offs there. I always bought them someplace else. This particular day I went there and I thought, I'll buy one here. And I bought my 2. And the owner of the gas station, which I knew, he was a sweet guy. Because I don't know why you're buying those. You're not going to win. Somebody's already won all the money. And what he was meaning was somebody to already run the grand prize. But in my brain, the small spot in my brain caught, why are you buying it? You're not going to win. And it stuck. And it's still there today. It is still implanted in here that somebody told me, you're not going to win. Now, I've watched other people scratch off and win $50, $100, $200, whatever, all the time. But I buy. And it's nothing. And I stop and I think to myself all the time, how do I get rid of that piece? How do I get rid of that little bit that somebody subconsciously slipped in? And the sad thing is when he did it, I knew what had happened. I knew I grasped it and held it. Instead of saying, ugh, get rid of it. Did it. Held it. And it's been years. It's probably been 15 years since that was implanted in me. And we do that all the time. We do it all the time. We have people suggest, hello, Sal. We have people suggesting to us all the time. Little things that get into our mind that say we can or cannot do something. We do it. And it's so sad. Why? Because what happens is we hold on to those. We don't know how to release those. And it stops our process of being able to manifest and create a better life. So this week, I want you and you and you and me and everybody to not just think about what you want in life, what you would like to create, but what is that small thing that got into your mind that says you can't do it, that you can't have it, that you can't be that being? Was it you watched Bewitched back in the 70s and 80s, if you're my age? And somebody told you, oh, that's just ridiculous. That's just TV. Or did you watch Dream of Jeannie, even older, and get the same thing? Did somebody tell you one time, oh, it'd take too much money to be able to do that? I want you to stop and think. When did that small little bit of information get into your mind, subconsciously work its way in, that said you cannot create what you believe in? And I want you to think about that. I want you to dwell on it. I want you to seriously, seriously look at it. And I want you to remove it. I want you to dispute it. I want you to say, I am a winner. I win at everything. I got the Midas touch. Except for I get to touch it. I get to spend it. I get to do with it whatever I want. Everything I've ever wanted comes to me easily. I don't have to fret. Offers, opportunities are on the table in front of me. My phone is ringing off the hook. Emails are sent to me all the time, requesting you to be places, to do things. That dream job will happen by Friday. I want you to undo the small implanted things that say you cannot. It's not as easy as it sounds. If it was easy, we would have done it a long time ago. It's hard, guys. I won't lie about that. It's hard because that self-doubt is there. It's here. And clearly, I needed a reminder of this. And I'm sitting here, you heard me reading this, going, why does the Spirit have me reading this? And I'm going, science, why are we talking about this? How am I going to put this into effect? Like, really, what's up? But how did I start the conversation today? Guys, ignore my swollen face. Ignore my tired hair. I started it with literally talking about how amazing Spirit is. That even when you're ill, they remove the illness. And it takes me back to when, now that we've talked about this, it takes me back. Because I was talking to one of the beautiful ladies this weekend, and I was telling her, because I was talking about my watery nose, and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm going to do this with a watery nose. I said, I literally got one of two evils, because I have to go into trance. Trance is me going to a very deep meditation. I have to forget about this body, that I even have a body. I've got to just let it go. And I said, I don't think that I'm going to be able to go into trance if my face is dripping all over. Because the minute I feel it starting to water out, I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to be self-conscious here. I'm not going to just let it fall from my face. The other evil for me was to take medication to dry up my face. Because why? That increases my blood pressure. It brings my blood pressure up. My heart starts to beat. Boom, 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 boom. And how can I overcome that to get into meditation? And I literally had that conversation a day after I had the conversation of, even when you're sick as can be, as long as I show up, Spirit will always take it away and allow me to do what I need to do. Now, I literally had that conversation on Friday. And Saturday, I had the second conversation of, I don't know how I'm going to do this. Way to put doubt in, huh? Way to put the doubt in. Way to say, oh my gosh, this is magical. This is super cool. This is how they work. And then doubt it. I literally doubted them. I doubted me. Everything was a wash. And I know you're all dying, like, which way to go? I took the medication, guys. I did. And I thought, well, there you go. And this is what I did. I took the medication because I went, Spirit, it'll probably be easier to deal with my blood pressure and my pulse than to deal with my leaky face. Dried up my face. My heart didn't pump. My blood pressure didn't go up. Now my blood pressure with this type of medication will go up to like 180 over 90, 180 over 110. I mean, it's gotten wickedly wild. I don't do well with these type of medications. Now you know why I'm going, don't know if I can do this. And I went into trance. And it's probably the best session I've ever done. Where I went in, moved over, and let them come in. And after I was done, I come out and I went, wow. I had a slight memory, but it felt fulfilling. It felt amazing. It felt awesome. And I've still forgotten the conversations I had about this, the manifestation that was causing. And it wasn't until I got to the urgent care yesterday when she took my blood pressure and my pulse. I went, I bet you that skyrocketed. And she goes, like 121 over 72, something like that. I went, what? That's impossible. That's impossible. That's not how my body reacts. And I was reminded, it wasn't until I left the rough house did this start to get bad. I didn't wake up feeling ew. It wasn't until I walked out of that energy did my face start to get worse. Hello, recovery. Hello, Courtney. It took 4 hours to get to the point where I felt icky. And I thought to myself, wow, way to doubt. Another thing I got in the back of my head. So it makes sense to me today why this is coming up. We all have that little doubt. We all will say one thing out of one corner of the mouth and we'll say something else out of the other corner. It's time to start talking with the middle. It's time to start pushing forward towards those things that you want without the doubt, without the fear, and allow them to come to you whatever way it comes. It's what I'm going to do today. It's what I'm going to do this week. And it's what I'm going to continue to consciously do. Because I know as long as I consciously do it, it won't be long before it all happens like that. With that being said, guys, we're going to take a quick station break. We come back, we're going to have our 5 card stud and the weekly reading. We'll see you in a few.
Join us at The Edge magazine, where enlightenment meets opportunity. As an advertiser, you'll reach a vibrant community of seekers and explorers eager to elevate their consciousness. Our full-color glossy publication, distributed to over 600 locations in US and Canada and reaching more than 100,000 readers annually, offers prime exposure to your holistic and metaphysical business, service, event, and products. Showcase your offerings with engaging articles and multi-page directory of practitioners. Connect with a discerning audience ready to embrace your unique contributions to their journey towards higher consciousness. Seize the opportunity to align your brand with the forefront of holistic exploration here, there, and everywhere. Contact sales at edgemagazine.net for more information about advertising options. Let's connect and explore how we can elevate your brand together.
There are psychic mediums, but there is nothing like DeEtte. Let's face it, we all struggle time and again. But if you seek the clarity you deserve, then you need to seek DeEtte. As a master teacher, DeEtte studied under international psychic medium Lisa Williams. Together, they not only help DeEtte better tap into spirit, but also build a long-lasting relationship. So many psychics tell us what we want to hear, and that just won't cut it with DeEtte. She tells you what you need to hear. No sugarcoating here. To book a reading with DeEtte is simple. Just visit her website, DeEtte.us. That's DeEtte.us. And follow the Yellow Brick Road to connect with DeEtte. Don't just sit there and ponder those questions. Ask them and let DeEtte guide you every step of the way. You need insight now, and DeEtte can help. Just visit DeEtte.us. That's DeEtte.us.
Hey everybody, welcome back. This is DeEtte School Through Spirit with the Edge Network. Wanted to say hello to Beth and May and Dawn, and oh, thank you, Miss Annie. Thank you. Hi, Mom. How are you? I'm sure there's more comments. I just can't see them all. I apologize, guys. So I think I've got everybody. I tend to not be able to see them all, so I have to go everywhere. So let's go into our 5-card stud for the day. It is the Myth and Mermaids Oracle of the Water, Jasmine Becket-Griffith with Amber Logan and Kachina Micheletto. That's the artist. We're going to have to open up some of the box because they put their Amazon sticker right there. This is a Blue Angel deck, guys. I don't know why. I've had this one for a while. They do get sent to me, which is amazing. And I put them in boxes over here. Ones that self-publishers go into one box. Ones that get sent someplace else from somebody else, I put in another box. And the ones that come from someplace else, literally, because, again, they come to me, which is super awesome. I think I manifested more tarot cards one day, or oracle cards. I think I did that like 3 years ago. Like, I need more. And now I've got 100 plus, like 100 plus. Way to manifest, right? Way to manifest. So the back of this box reads, set intentions, 44 set intentions. Set includes 44 cards and detailed 100-page guidebook. The mystical element of water is both bringer of life and bearer of death. The herald of hope and the harbinger of destruction. Harbinger of destruction. I hope you understand what I just said. It is our nature to seek to understand it, to conquer it, and to sip its mysterious powers. Who better than to ask for guidance and inspiration than the spirits of the water themselves, the water fae, mermaids, sprites, nymphs, and more. Their wisdom and insight have been collected within this oracle to help us comprehend and embrace the enigma, dictamy, I can't talk, that is water. Myths and Mermaids features the artwork of the world-renowned artist Jasmine Becket-Griffith, paired with a guidebook channeling the wisdom, advice, and the poignant poetry of Jasmine's two sisters, Amber Logan and Kachina Micheletto. Embrace the duality that is the element of water and prepare to plumb the depths of the unknown with guidance from the water fae. Now, I think this is really cool because this is the second week where they put the artist as the highlighted person and the people that created afterwards. So it makes me almost wonder, remember guys, how I did that whole show not that long ago about how looking at the pictures and you can get so much from the pictures? I'm almost wondering if we have showed that sometimes the picture has to be created before the words. Who knows? Who knows? Let's open it up. Oh, beautiful color on the inside. Another beautiful color. I love it when they give me scratch note paper. Why? They protect this. I'm going scratch notes. I love that. Let's look at this. Oh, small black and white. But the pictures are there. They're small and black and white, but they are there. So that's pretty cool. I love it. Not a lot of verbiage here. I kind of like that. Not a lot of verbiage. It has the name of it. It has a little poem. It has the divination, like you are not alone. And antithesis, legend of helping hand. So it's got a little bit extra in there, which is super. Ooh, very cool. I like the imagery. Just wish this was in color, but I get it. I get it. So let's do some 5-card stud. So far, I'm liking the deck. I wasn't so sure about this one. I thought, oh, this is really cool. This will go to my granddaughter, like mermaids and this. I used to be a huge mermaid person, not so much anymore, but that's okay. I will always be a fae person. I'm more of a siren, water fae, not necessarily the mermaids. I know it's a whole world, guys. It's a whole world. Trust me. But anyway, let's kind of look into this. We are looking at 5-card stud. 5-card stud is literally, I'm going to pick 5 cards. And within those 5 cards, I'm going to read each one individually. And you guys get to sit back and pick what numbers you want. Okay. So I'm going to pick 5 cards. I'm going to read them individually. When I get done with them individually, I'm going to read them as a whole. You guys get to pick your cards. Okay. 1 card, 2 card, all 5 cards. You can wait until you get the whole reading. If you're really creative, you can write down multiple issues and put numbers next to them and get guidance on each one of those. It really is totally, completely up to you. We're just highlighting the decks is what I'm doing with a little bit of a reading. Why do I highlight decks? Why do I pick a different deck each week? The idea was when we started this almost 3 years ago, was when I go into buy a deck, places, it's getting harder to find those metaphysical stores that let you just play with a deck. A lot of times I was going to big bookstores, okay, or Walmart or someplace like that, and finding them, but all I had was the deck to look at. Or I'd go online to find it, and I get a couple of cards, but I really didn't know if I resonated. They felt good, like look at them that way. I'd buy them, I'd take them home, and I'd be like, yeah, well, okay. And then I find I was still using the same decks because the one I bought that I thought I was going to really resonate with, I wasn't resonating with so much. So I wanted to be able to have the availability to take a deck, do a reading with it, show it to somebody else, and say, hey, for me, this was easy to work with, or hey, for me, I felt this was this or that. And for you to get a little bit more of an idea. Now, it's been really amazing because I've had people at events all over the country go, DeEtte, I watched you and I bought that deck. I loved that deck. And oh my gosh, I use it all the time. And to me, I'm thinking that is the best thing in the world, because people are getting what they need because they see this. Yes, it's like trying to buy a book and they only show the... Exactly. So hopefully this continues to work. Hopefully this continues to be a process that people like. And if it is, we'll continue it until we run out of decks. But, as of June, I'll be at the 150 something mark. And that's even with, guys, that's even with me. I've raffled off a lot of decks for good causes. I don't know if you guys know this. Some events that I go to, they will have like a charity that they're raising money for. And if I know about it ahead of time, I literally will throw a box of cards together and I'll get like somebody's book or something, put it in there, and I send it off to raffle and they are used to make money, which has really been awesome for people. So let's get started. Card number 1. We're going to use the gorgeous imagery, but we're going to use their book, right? Because I want to give a little bit more of theirs. The imagery is great. It's like Hamadryad Lake. How gorgeous is that? That is beautiful. It's card number 32. Let's see if they, if it's on page 32. It's not on page 32, but at least they put the number so you can find it. It's Hamadryad Lake. The divination is a female with a bad design will seek to lead you astray when you are at your most vulnerable. She may be enchanting, but do not allow her to lure you down the improper path. Though you may feel defenseless, know that as long as you stay true to yourself, you will not be led astray. Keep your wits about you. I kind of like this. I like this card. I'm not going to read any more of that because I'll tell you what, it's kind of what I was looking at with this card. Now, there's 2 things going on in here. Number 1, you've got the water nymph going there, okay? She does look like she's enticing. She looks like she's going, hey, come look at me, come follow me, blah, blah, blah. But you got the tree there, right? That man in the tree. The man in the tree is the wisdom. He's behind her looking back at you going, stop, don't go away. Don't look at this. And then you have the lake behind her. That is part of her enticingness, that water. Now with this is telling me if you pick card number 1, it's exactly how the book is stating. You are going to have a few options this week. You have some things going on. This is a week of resolution, but you have a few options that are being put in front of you. One is like, oh, gosh, this feels good. It feels right, but there's something just off. This other one feels like it's going to be a little harder. It feels like it's going to take more time, but it feels right to you. This is where you're going to have to look within. Just because an option is handed to you and just because it might be easy does not mean it's necessarily the right option. The one that is right for you, although it might look more difficult, it's going to happen easily for you because it is the right option. So when you have things going on this week, you're going to have to look within. Don't look at what else is enticing. Don't look at what else is going, oh my God, this is so promising. Look within. Make the choice from your gut, not from in front of you. Okay? Hopefully that helps. Card number 2, microcosmic, small seascape. I'm not going to be able to read today, guys. And even though we have that beautiful enchantress siren there, it is this that we're looking at. Okay, at least for me. This is distracting, but this is what I need to look at. This is what's in her hand is what I got to look at for card number 2. And it is card number 15 is the number of the card. Part of my problem is I'm having a hard time looking at the oh my God, my brain is just going boom, boom, boom. The font. I'm having a hard time looking at the font and reading the font that they put in there. It says, someday soon you will bear witness to a traumatic event, but do not fear. You are safe. Although upsetting, the upcoming turmoil is removed enough from your person that you will not suffer directly. When the storm arrives, you may feel powerless, but accept that there is nothing you can do. Some things are outside of your control, and you simply have to stand by and watch them transpire. So when you're picking card number 2, this card, you know what? If you think about this, look at this. You know, that ship within a bottle. Okay, that just seems really like, really, this is happening. I'm stuck. I'm trapped. But hello, Keith. But when you're looking at it, there's still water. There's still wind. There's still wind in the sails. There's still birds. There's still everything going on, even though it's a storm cloud. Okay, right now it looks as if the world isn't going to change. You're going, oh my gosh, what is happening? Trust, though. With everything, that turmoil that goes on, all that stuff has to happen, believe it or not. So often we look at that as negative stuff. No, stand back, watch it. Some things have to crumble for new things to pop up. Some things have to happen so you have a different perspective, okay? So that's how you're not being affected directly. It's happening around you. It's not happening to you. You can sit back and go, oh my gosh, wow. And then you can watch the cleanup aspect of it. So that's what card number 2 is this is happening. It's okay. Stand back. It's not happening here. It's happening around you. But trust in the fact that if you stand there and watch it long enough, you're going to see the beauty that happens through it. Okay? Or because of it. Card number 3. Oh my gosh. Card number 3. Flying fish. That's kind of a cool card. Flying fish. What do they have on the flying fish? And it's really cool because at the bottom of each of these cards, they have like a little sea animal. One has got a raindrop, one has got a squid, the flying fish has got a little turtle. So it's kind of interesting. Flying fish. Lately, you have been asking yourself the same question again and again. What am I doing here? You are feeling out of your element and ill at ease. You are feeling out of your element, ill at ease, different faces, different rules, and different expectations. It can definitely be overwhelming, but remember, it is important to leave your comfort zone now and then in order to grow. You might not fit in at first, but give it time. After all, you have adapted to new situations in the past. So I do like this card. I do like this card. Why? Because this card tells me that you're sitting in a place and you're kind of going, God, should I have said yes to this? Should I really be here? I don't think this is for me. I don't think this, that, and the other. But yet when you said yes to it, when you decide to jump in 2 feet, it felt like in your gut, like, oh, I was making the right decision. And now you're in it going, is this really the right decision? It is. It is still the right decision for you. Okay. In my mind of mine, I can see you climbing up through the process and becoming better and better and better. It is happening for a reason. Even if you don't stay there, it is a stepping stone to where you need to be. Trust the process. Trust your gut. Trust that even though your head is going, this doesn't feel right, trust in here. You made the decision. You're there for a reason, and allow it to take form. You will grow. You will evolve. If that is not where you're supposed to be, trust that something else is going to show up. But if you had not jumped into the situation, that other thing would not have showed up. So trust in it. Okay. I know it's hard to trust, isn't it? It's hard to trust. Card number 4 is stranded. She is so not stranded. Look at her. It says stranded, but does she look stranded? I don't think so. She looks like she's trying to play the stranded queen there. I don't think she is though. I don't think she is. I think she's just sitting there doing her thing. You may feel deserted, but it is self-imposed isolation. See what I mean? What you see as rejection is all in your mind. Others are not avoiding you. You are avoiding them, preemptively preventing them from rejecting you. It is not healthy to avoid relationships and interactions for fear of losing or loved one or becoming embarrassed. It is time to step off your island you have created for yourself and join the rest of society. Now, remember when I said I looked at this and it said stranded, but I'm like, I think not. No. Hello, Iris. She did not strand herself, or she stranded herself. She put herself in this position. Think about it. How did mermaids, the myth of mermaids, entice men? They put themselves on little islands. They put themselves in rocks. They took themselves out of the water. Why? Because they look like they need assistance. They look like, come and look at me. They are placing themselves there. You have placed yourself there. When it says stranded, you put yourself there. Nobody else did. So put your little fin back in the water and rejoin society. Rejoin life. Stop the poor is me and get on with it already. Okay? You need to look at that sometimes and say, why am I here? Did I do this to myself? More than likely, you did. Just saying. Just saying. So the last card of the day, they're falling everywhere, is, this one's interested, Autumn Mermaid. Kind of looks like a snake to me. I'm looking at that. I mean, look at that. She's all mermaid, and then that's kind of, even though I know it's her fin, I get it. It looks snakish to me. It looks like, hello to Greece. I love it. I love it. So let's go back and read with this. We're just finished up a 5-card stud, darling. So the Autumn Mermaid, change is inevitable. We are all exposed to the cycle pattern of nature. At times we rejoice, at times we buckle down to prepare for harsher weather to become. It can be easy to wallow in self-pity, pining for the warmth and the light of summer. But colder, darker days will come, and it's important not to only brace yourself for them, but to also embrace them. Be prepared for natural change that might seem negative and surface. So this card is, again, it's change. It's all that we look at and go, oh my gosh, it's negative. This is hard. How am I going to deal with this? Blah, blah, blah. We get in that. We are human. We get in our brain. And this card is saying, look around you. It's okay. When you start to embrace that, that's happening, and stop looking at it as negative, when you stop looking at it as, a self-pitied place. I know 2 cards here, guys. You start to realize that, okay, this had to happen for something better. Just because we look at it as negative does not mean it's a negative. Now, they're showing me, oh my God, I can't believe they're showing me this. It's awful, because I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the big bomb that went off quite a few years ago, long years ago. Okay. I'm looking at that going, oh my God, why are you showing me that? But we think about Japan. We think about that. We think about the destruction that happened. How awful is that? It is truly just horrendous. But what is one of the most beautiful places in the world now? Not to say it had to be destroyed, and not to say I'm not putting good on the process, but from every negative will come a positive. From every down moment will become an up moment. When we embrace it and we go, this is our situation now, you hold on to it and see the beauty you can bring from it. That's what you're going to find. Think about a fire, the ashes. What are you going to do with it? I burn a fire every day, all day. So many ashes. I don't just throw the ashes into a pit. I use them for my garden. I use them for filtration. I use them to clean. I use them in so many different ways, because even the ash, what is burnt from the beauty of the heat and the logs, is still good. And that's what you need to start to embrace, is everything in your life. Embrace it and allow yourself to go forth. So card number 1 was trust your own intuition. Card number 2 is see things in a different perspective. Card number 3 is the flying fish. Okay, you can do this. Card number 4 was stranded. You only put yourself there. And card number 5 was the autumn mermaid, which is you are looking at change is happening. Okay, and from every change is a good positive. So when I'm looking at this week, this is going to be one of those weeks, guys. This is this week where everything you're looking at is going to be going, like, this is the week that you are going to really probably feel the heaviest. And I hate to say that. This week just feels like you're going, oh my God, woe is me. How am I going to get out of this? How is this going to happen? What am I, all those self-pitying, self-worshiping, icky feelings. And you have to look at it from a different perspective. You're going to have to flip it around. You're going to go, okay, what can come from this? What good can happen? Why is this happening? Allow this, even though it feels ucky and mucky and you have to come through this, allow yourself to come through it. Allow yourself to see the opposite, the good, the growth, and allow yourself to grow. You're going to be very proud of yourself come Friday when you look back and you go, wow, look at all the amazing things I was able to do and I was able to do for me. So this will be a good week, but it's going to feel yucky getting through it. It's going to feel ew. I'm not lying. But if you embrace the change and you allow yourself to get through it, you're going to end up on a high 5. I do like this deck, guys. I like this deck. It really works with also the visual. It really does work with the visual. I like the fact that the book, you know what? It's almost like they did to make the card and then she wrote afterwards. I do love it though. It really activates your imagination. It really does. So if you want to start reading cards by looking at the imagery instead of the book, this is a good deck to do that with. This is a good deck to say, oh my gosh, it's got great imagery. It's got a few little words, but imagery for you to start pulling from those. So this is a deck I'd go buy. It really is. With that being said, guys, where's DeEtte this week? DeEtte is teaching this week, guys. DeEtte is teaching. I am teaching beginners mediumship, psychic mediumship development in Black River Falls, Wisconsin. I believe the name of it is Holistic Intentions. Holistic Intentions. I'm going to see if I can find, there we go. There it is. I am going to see if I can find the code for it. Oh my gosh, there's a whole lot there. I'm going to see if I can invite with a copy here for you. There is, oh my God, why are they making life so hard here? Why are they making everything so hard? They are. I'm like trying to just get a copy of the invitation or whatever, and it's doing everything but what I want to do. Okay, so I guess I'm just going to do this. I am going to just copy this whole very long thing off of Facebook, and I'm going to put it in the comments for you. It's very long. I apologize. It's not as happy as I want it to be. There you go. It's very long. It's lots of words. Hopefully you can click on it and get a link. I don't know. I'm trying. But if you do go to Facebook, you can go to my Facebook, which is Bear Bear, and you will find the Facebook event. It is hosted by Holistic Intentions and Young Intentions. It is in Black River Falls, Wisconsin at 25 South 2nd Street, suite number 2. It's $100 for the class. It does go from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. I teach all about the history. I teach all the different elements of psychic mediumship development and your gifts. We do practice readings. And by the end of the day, guess what? You're doing readings, okay? Not big ones, but you're definitely doing readings. With that being said, if you want to come, please reach out to me and say, hey, DeEtte, I want to be there. Give me the information. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you it all. I'm going to put you on, register you, and then you can come and pay at the door if you'd like. You can also get a hold of either Holistic Intentions or Young Intentions, or you can just go to the link and click that. It's going to be a great day. There's still room there for us. We had a couple of people due to family situations that had to jump out of the class. So we still have room. We have seats available. So please come on in. And if Black River Falls is too far, I am teaching in Janesville also next month. So with that being said, guys, you have a magical day, a phenomenal week. Embrace this week because it is about you. And we will see you next Monday here on School Through Spirit with the Edge Network. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.
There are psychic mediums, but there is nothing like DeEtte. Let's face it, we all struggle time and again. But if you seek the clarity you deserve, then you need to seek DeEtte. As a master teacher, DeEtte studied under international psychic medium Lisa Williams. Together, they not only help DeEtte better tap into spirit, but also build a long-lasting relationship. So many psychics tell us what we want to hear, and that just won't cut it with DeEtte. She tells you what you need to hear. No sugarcoating here. To book a reading with DeEtte is simple. Just visit her website, DeEtte.us. That's DeEtte.us. And follow the Yellow Brick Road to connect with DeEtte. Don't just sit there and ponder those questions. Ask them and let DeEtte guide you every step of the way. You need insight now, and DeEtte can help. Just visit DeEtte.us. That's DeEtte.us.